Lords and ladies, welcome back to another episode of... Oh wait, no. I was going to do a joke, it doesn't work. MyStreet 5 years later, with your host, me. I'll save that joke for Gacha Review, it doesn't make sense to do here. Okay, I've now successfully confused everybody, and now it's time to address my confusion. Because there is something that I am actually a bit confused about in relation to this video. It's for the second time a video featuring my favorite character in the whole show I have no recollection of, but it directly follows up a video that I thought I didn't actually ever see. Oh, by the way, hi to Ghost Kitty and to Jax. And also, yeah, if you're seeing glitches, it's because my Logitech webcam for some reason just keeps doing that. It gives me better quality overall, which is why I keep it. But yeah, I don't know. That would make a really good ARG, granted. Unfortunately, that did not occur to me. I have to retroactively plan around it because it's like, okay, you need to add a glitch here. What does that mean? Anyways. I wish I could just press a button right now and just make it go, the simulation has commenced. I don't know. Pause frame by frame. No, please do that on YouTube. I get the watch hours if they do that. On Twitch doesn't matter. Okay. But yeah, so basically all of that leads me to think that I, for some reason, either completely forgot about this video, classic Falcon Claw University kind of thing, or I just haven't seen this one. I don't actually know. I'll let you know if I see something that's familiar in here, but since Falcon Claw University has felt remarkably fresh in comparison to everything else, then I suppose we'll see. Also, Jack started a gaming channel. Irene, help us all. I'm kidding, you do you. Alright, we'll see. I was going to wait for Aiden, but he hasn't shown up, so there you go. Without further ado, on with the review. Oh yay, sulfuric caffeine addict.
Thanks for waiting with me, Luca. I told that kid Juno I'd meet him and his dad here. I definitely feel more comfortable having someone around. No.
Okay, again, I thought that just ended off on having nothing, but they're actually acknowledging it here. I'm serious. I think I missed an episode for 5 years.
No problem at all, sweets. I think this is great.
You do?
Yes. Do you know how awesome this is?
It's really not that big.
I was going to say, as awesome as finding someone in the background. I forgot who that was in the background.
Anyway. I'm just helping out for some event or something.
Do you understand how worried I am about you?
Huh?
Yeah, I heard a rumor there was a sword fight involved in this. Minor details said Nekoette last episode, but still.
It's just the way you were isolating yourself. I just think that it's unhealthy, is all. I understand the horrible shaming you're going through, and
She's going out of her way to participate in an event somewhere else. That's the opposite of isolation. Why are you bringing this up now?
Now isn't the time, you dummy! She had forgotten about that. Quick!
Well, there we go. Thank you. I think this is the first time we get to hear Luca's internal thoughts in the whole series.
Change the subject. Still, you being someone's big sister. You're growing up so fast. Next thing I know, you'll be moving off to college. Wait a second.
I'm gonna be his mentor.
You know what? Again, she's still better than Silvana, who did the exact same thing and forgot about the whole college thing.
Not a big sister.
I mean, yeah, sure, being a mentor is pretty cool. But I think big sister sounds better. It's
Aph already was a mentor in sophomore year.
about time we had a bigger family.
Oh my
Thanks,
word.
Mom.
Now that I think about it, it's almost like I'm your parent meeting this Juno kid's parents. This is exciting.
You seem to always like the idea of the family dynamic.
Well, I've always been a family kind of gal. I've got
Wow, watch the new Seth MacFarlane spin-off coming up, everyone. Family Gal. Oh my word.
2 younger sisters back at home, and I was pretty much mom when our mom wasn't around.
Must have been nice.
It is. But I understand not everyone has that. So I want to make sure those who don't have it have an idea of it.
Is that why you took me under your wing?
Yes, because your mum is objectively awful. So so Luca took it upon herself to just mother you and just give you a taste of what it's supposed to be like. Yes, I agree with this wholeheartedly.
Kinda. I mean, you did grow up as an only child.
Yeah.
Did your mom ever talk about wanting more kids?
Well, she talked about wanting grandbabies in the future. You know, take the pressure off herself and put it onto her daughter. Once again, aphmau's mother is awful.
My mom said she might have another kid if she ever found the right guy.
Oh, these sinuses are just the worst.
Okay, so people don't know, there's a running gag in a lot of anime that's based on this superstition where if you sneeze, that means that someone is talking badly about you. It kind of evolved into people talking about you in general. So you'll just like see every now and then someone's like, "Oh wow, I wonder what this person's doing." There's like, "What was that about?" And yeah, that was actually a really good fake sneeze. I don't normally do a fake sneeze like that. That worked. I got to commit that to muscle memory. That's in my repertoire now.
Where's the mentholatum?
I just hope I don't mess anything up with this kid.
Relax, just be yourself and I'm sure you'll be fine.
I just don't want to disappoint, you know?
You're already making time out of your schedule to even work with this kid. I'm sure he's already more than appreciative.
You're right. You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, literally the first person that came across him on the streets. That's or maybe not the first, but the first person that stopped. That's something. So he already appreciates aphmau. Also, just saying, I don't know how to do a Minecraft story. Admittedly, I'm not the best at doing them either. That's why I'm way better at gacha, as I found out over the years. But yeah, there are a number of ways that can be done. And if anything, you probably can talk to someone who's a bit more of an expert on that matter. Oh, look at who just appeared in the chat. An expert.
Oh, what am I expert
That's
on in
two.
this case?
Minecraft stories. That is 2 segues that you have appeared conveniently for without me setting them up. I was in the middle of talking and I saw you appear and it was like, my brain just clicked. Okay, this is the best transition ever. There we go. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why Maya's saying this, maybe saw Omega and ran the other way, I would love to say that's the reason that I don't remember this episode at all. But yeah,
Oh, I remember this episode.
This was yeah. Even though I don't think I didn't have the knowledge of the Omegaverse In fact, I honestly had never heard the term Omegaverse until I started dating somebody who has written Omegaverse content in the past, which was probably, actually, not gonna lie, probably the best way to find out about it. So, you know, I go in with a bit more of a background knowledge of what I'm expecting. Still impacted me. Anyway, I'm not great at scripted stories in the first place. The reason my first project is a TTRPG. That's kind of, it shares some similarities to writing a script. A few. So honestly, but it's what's more in common with gaming design from what I've observed, particularly from tech. Anyways, if you're wondering about this again, Aiden, though, you might remember this episode. I honestly do not. I genuinely think that there's a chance that I have skipped this episode somehow, and that 5 years ago I was doing something, I don't know what, and just completely missed it.
So wait, let me get this straight. You skipped one of the one of two Nekoette centric episodes.
Yes, that sounds like what happened. I also just remembered, I think exactly 5 years ago was when Jimothy Lacoste gave me my community guideline strike, and I was busy dealing with the fallback of that.
Wait, why did why that guy give you community guideline strike?
Get this, I did a reaction to his content.
Dang.
Yeah, so I don't know. It definitely wasn't an automatic claim, because that seems way too specific. Like, you know. So yeah, part of the joke was the fact that so that one of my friends had actually sent me one of his videos, and it was all about it was essentially this like being like, oh, you know, Jimothy Lacoste, like this guy's like you, and meanwhile, yeah, there's some similarities really, but honestly not that much. Especially in terms of the actual video. So it was a music video. Yeah. Which honestly, Objective was better shot than my stuff, but yeah, the music definitely was, you know, something else. What am I going to do on Monday? Monday. Something, something, something. I didn't get the words. Schedule's getting busy. Might have to hire a maid. Life is getting quite exciting. Which is the most ironic line ever. Because he doesn't sound excited at all. So yeah, basically the video was me talking about that, essentially. It's also where I debuted my old censorship sound, which is copied from Pyrocynical, where he used a pig noise. So I don't know, maybe something in there, one of those things rubbed in the wrong way. And for a while, that was like my one bit of YouTube experience. So maybe while that was going on, I just missed an aphmau notification or something.
Maybe.
So yeah, thanks, Jimothy. Not only did you put me through having the 2 weeks of torment trying to sort that out, but I also missed an aphmau upload. Fantastic. Featuring Nekoette! Ah! Okay. Right. In a more positive note, I have a sort of Minecraft series on my channel called Adventure the Kitty SMP. Oh, I do remember this one. I did see the first episode of that. But it's been a bit since I posted an episode for it. Yeah. Well, we have an SMP of our own now, of course. Well, you're a part of it, I should say. If people are watching this right now, go ahead and check out Wisteria SMP, which also, if you're watching this on Twitch right now, is also available for you here, not just on YouTube. So, there you go.
You would make for a good mom. I mean, a real one. Not just my college mom.
Really? You think so?
Uh-huh.
I haven't really told anybody this, but I really want to adopt. When I'm older and financially ready, of course. I'm hoping Caitlin will want to, too.
Honestly, they won't let you watch if you're not financially ready, but yeah.
Well,
don't worry, Luca. You guys break up, so you'll never get to do it with Caitlin.
She just said she hopes that. That's not a don't worry situation. That's very much a worry situation.
I come from a big family, so I bet she'd be all about that.
I wonder if I'll ever get to
Oh yeah, because Kate doesn't complain constantly about how annoying her siblings were growing up.
meet her family. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make this about me. I'm supposed to be here for you. So, when are they
Although I
getting
will
here?
be honest, with the whole time period, I feel like Luca would be realistically more nervous to meet the family because, like, this was the early 2000s. Granted, a more progressive time than like the 90s or anything like that, but like, still, it's like early 2000s isn't really. I mean,
What I'm gonna say to that is it depends on what exactly Luca's heard about Caitlyn's dad. Because
Like-
Caitlyn herself is worried about this situation, even though she's the one who first went overboard with him dating back in the day. But in this situation, I don't think Caitlyn really talks too much about her family to avoid the subject coming up. So who knows? Maybe she's just like, "Oh, this is gonna be great. Caitlyn's amazing, so her family must be amazing as well."
that's
What
not
are the
always the
chances
case.
that- What are the chances
Kind of.
that her father is, very unstable at the best of times?
They should be here any minute.
Oh, you said the kid was a werewolf scout, right?
Yeah,
I think they just walked in.
Luca knows the background.
Yeah.
Also, I can't tell. Is that Kiki sitting in the last
Yep,
row?
that's
Wait, where?
He is
I'll show you in a second.
adorable! You know, when I was younger, I always wanted to join the Girl Scouts, and now I'm upset I didn't.
I thought she was going to say she wanted to be a werewolf scout. I was gonna be like, I tried to get my ultimate neighbors to bite me, but they never wouldn't go near me, a 5-year-old child.
You know, this is one thing that I do genuinely wonder because I feel like aphmau, with the way she wrote, kind of made the whole werewolf to human dynamic a little bit weird when you think about it. Because like werewolves are compared to like actual different races of people and like racial relations and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't this be like a real world allegory of saying like I don't know, like the like Asian scouts or something like that, like the black scouts or something like that? Like, wouldn't that be like a racially segregated version of like the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts? Wouldn't that kind of be like only one race would be in there?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah. Two things about that. One, this is the same universe that has werewolf ears and tails available for purchase.
yeah.
no
So that's like
repercussions
basically like
whatsoever.
like blackface. So that's
Yes.
morally skewed.
Which I'm pretty sure we actually it was like immediately what everyone said when we went back and watched that video. It's like, hold on a second. Let's just take a step back here. Yeah. I was gonna say something else about that. I forgot what it was now. It might come back to me. I'll let you know. If it doesn't.
Sounds like something you'd do.
Yeah, but realistically speaking, I don't know. I feel like the comparing like werewolf, human, and Mifwa relations to
Yeah.
to real world races relations makes when they have anything like the whole werewolf tale and stuff like that, and like the whole Mifwa scout and like werewolf scout thing. It just makes it a little bit stranger because if you take that allegory and then compare it to the real world, that's like saying having segregated stuff.
You could honestly take that a step further, and if Luca had said she wanted to join the werewolf scouts, that would have been even worse as a result of that, because there's obviously real life people who aren't comfortable with their own ethnicities and go to varying lengths to correct that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but the thing is, I remember what I was going to say. Actually, to be honest, it hits the same problem that I have with actual real life stuff like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, all girls school, all boys school, etc. etc. Like I just don't think there's like any point. Honestly, even stuff like toilets. Think about how many bathroom bills we would be able to save on for trans people if we just didn't have gendered bathrooms in the first place.
Yeah,
Just
it's
give
really
everyone
weird.
cubicles. It's fine. It's okay.
I never really got the whole bathroom thing. It's just like it's a bathroom. I mean, people just go in there, pee or poop, and leave. It's not like, I mean, granted, some people do some stuff you're not supposed to do in the bathrooms, but those people aren't supposed to be doing that certain kind of stuff in the bathrooms.
Yes,
and I'm pretty sure that's illegal to do it in a bathroom. But
I mean, for some people, some communities who frequently did stuff in bathrooms, it was illegal for them to do it in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
but so yeah, there's obviously that issue, but yeah, it's just stuff like that where it's like, even taking that out, it's like, what is the point of just encouraging like more gender separation than we already actually have? That's been a thing that I've not been pretty much my entire life, but right back to the first example of when I was 4 years old and I tried to cheer up this toddler by lending my Barbie dolls on a plane. And the mother just ended up going on a rant all about that. So
wait, what?
yeah.
Seriously?
Yes, I met a Karen in 2004. That is, I think I met the OG Karen. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeez.
So yeah, from that moment onwards, yeah, anything to do with gender separation just rubs me the wrong way. So taking that a step further and going into species separation, it's like, okay. On a world history level, I'm sure these things existed for a reason, like back in the day, of course, to promote different unities when these groups are more separated. But obviously, in a modern context, it can just fuse them somewhat. And to be
Although, and
fair,
one thing,
there's some Boy Scouts have branched out, and they've, I used to do volunteer work at this place that used to be Boy Scouts only, and then there was a few Girl Scouts that were joining too.
I
Didn't
mean,
know the other way around, but still.
one thing I will wonder though is if werewolves were actually allowed to join like the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, since those also canonically existed in this world.
I
Like,
imagine they would be.
was there like, because it's weird, because if they have Werewolf Scouts and Meatfoot Scouts, does that in any way imply that there was potential like werewolf segregation when it came to Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts? Like at one point, or in general, or even the way the world where it may work, is that implying that no, there were werewolves weren't allowed in to Boy Scouts or something like that,
It's that there's two theories that I've just come up with on top of my head about that. One of them is that yes, what you're saying. Well, let's say I'll go say that one separately. One of them is that just in a time when werewolves were as marginalized as they were now, maybe more, depends on how the history developed. They needed a place where they all could unite together as a community, and they decided to go with the scout format, and the same with Mifwa. But the other option is that you're right, and it turns out that the scouts for humans came first. They weren't allowed in, and therefore they created their own thing, which now continues to exist, even if werewolves are allowed to join the human scouts nowadays. I don't actually know which one's correct, but I think it's one of those two options.
I mean, I could see like the one benefit of having werewolf scouts and stuff like that would be the fact that you could take into account werewolf culture and like the whole alpha, omega.
There'd be different activities for sure. You're right.
So,
Although
I mean, that could be the one benefit of it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Although I guess in terms of correcting that, we are in fact about to talk about an event that's bringing different scout troops together for one common purpose. Which, granted, that purpose is competition, but still, it's like the Triwizard tournament. The idea is there.
Ooh, here's another thing that I would wonder though. So what if werewolves? Okay, so like how when a human and a werewolf get together, they can either birth a werewolf or a non-werewolf.
Yes.
Would they be allowed in the werewolf troop if they were born, if like their father or mother were a werewolf, but they were born a human? Would they be allowed?
Very good question.
Would that be an exception made?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't have an answer to it, but it's a good question.
I mean, also, wait, legally does that make them also a werewolf, or does it make them still legally a human in a like legal system wise? Like, what are they classified as? Is it just the human or just a werewolf? Or like, is it like being biracial in the world where you're classified as both?
I would say classified as both. If I wanted to bring a legal option that I know, on my medical certificates, I'm registered as African American / Caucasian, so it covers both parts. Oops, I just knocked over my popcorn. So that's that. I know, probably like that. Also, Ghost Kitty wants to steal the wolf child. has just only appeared for briefly, and then we got into this rant, whatever it's we're going.
No, and then also another thing to consider is like
yes,
is like does it like I'm pretty sure birth certificates say your race, right?
I don't actually know the answer to that.
If it does, I don't know if it does or not, but if it does say your race, does it mean does it also say your species in this world? Like it says if you're a werewolf or a human?
I reckon it would.
I don't know.
Maybe,
I'm just what are the politics of werewolves in this universe? I need to know.
These are all good world building questions, honestly. You know, if we ever go forward with with a Nekoette spin-off, which I very much would love to do, I definitely want to cover something like this. Then again, my idea for Nekoette spin-off was just to cover the event that never happened, and it turns out did happen because I missed it 5 years ago. So let's watch that, shall we?
Right? Whoops! There I go, making the topic about me again.
Oh, we can talk about you later.
Oh, you know we will.
I never doubt it.
Ah, you must be aphmau. Ah, you do look as mature as Juno had said. Truth be told, I was very worried you'd be one of
You know, I wonder if Juno said that aphmau looks mature because kids are the only people who think that aphmau looks mature in comparison to everyone else.
them yo college kids who is immature looking and...
Oh, I beg your pardon, but I'm not aphmau.
You aren't?
No, I'm not. I'm just here to
If she says yo, I swear.
support the
I think she
very
does.
mature and well-rounded aphmau. She's right here.
Yo!
There we go. There it is.
Well,
Yep.
hey, you look mature too. I'm Raoul, Juno's father. I'm looking forward...
Wait a minute. Raoul?
Oh my god. Clue missing memory?
Should I have invited Josiah for this? Oh man, if this guy's shirt disappears, I'm inviting Josiah.
Nah, I don't
explanation.
think I don't think his character's like that. I think he's just a stereotypical dad. I'm gonna be honest. He's not the magnificent Rahul from Clue Missing Memory.
Yeah. Then again, I also just realized something. Something. This character's name is Raul, and the last werewolf we introduced to was Antonio, both of which are Spanish names. So
Well,
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
Aphmau like Hispanic or something. Like
Yeah, aphmau herself is, but in this universe, character aphmau gets that from her mother's side. So I don't know if that's a direct comparison or just werewolves in general. There are a lot of them that hail from Central America, for example. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, maybe, but I just think the inspiration comes from Aphmau's real life. She probably knows a lot of people with more like Spanish leaning names and stuff like
That
that.
is a frequent thing in the US nowadays, isn't it? In fact,
Yeah.
a guy just told me recently that apparently it's predicted that in a few years' time there's going to be more Spanish spoken in the US than English.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it. It's just something that he mentioned. He's the guy doing the startup company that I mentioned before.
Yeah, I don't know any Spanish though. If a lot of people start speaking Spanish more than English, I'm not gonna know what half of them are saying. I don't know any Spanish.
Well, it might be high time to adapt. Yeah, who knows?
Let me just say, as aphmau's friend, I can assure you she's a perfect fit for a mentor. Or big sister, whatever works best.
Ah, bringing a recommendation. I'm impressed.
Yep. Well, now that you two have met, I'm going to excuse myself to let you guys get to know each other better, okay? You gonna be okay, Aph?
I'll be fine.
By the way, that guy looks like Dante as well.
I just wanted someone with me for the first meet.
Perfect. I'll be helping out by the counter if you need me. Be back!
All right, let's get down to business.
To defeat the Huns.
I'm glad
No.
she's getting out.
To defeat the Mifwa scouts. That's what you gotta do.
I'm just so afraid of her
By the way, there, is that Kiki? I can't tell. The glasses
it's
are
not
different.
Kiki.
Alright.
Kiki
Using
has
her
brighter
empathy-
red hair and completely different textured. Also,
It's
she doesn't
bright
wear
red hair.
glasses. It's not bright. It's like more of an orangish red for that red. Like Kiki is a bright like rose red hair.
Yeah. Who was Kiki's brother again? Brendan. Yeah, I haven't seen. Brendan's instantly recognizable.
Pithy.
He's not around.
I'm pretty sure Brendan was.
I'm not allowed to pause the song on Maya's here.
Last few questions.
I
What
think,
year are you in?
I'm
Okay,
pretty
okay.
sure Brendan was based off Bolin. Like his skin was
Yes.
based off Bolin from Legend
Yes,
of Korra.
That's correct, yeah. As that aphmau herself mentioned that a bunch. In fact, I think she used to call him Bolin before she remembered his name all the time.
I'm a first year.
Major.
Currently undecided.
Are you patient and understanding with kids?
No, I hate kids.
I love how he's brought a list, but yeah, you're right. That is a bit of a weird question. Then again, lots of like interview questions are weird. It's like, what do you love about customer service? Oh,
Like-
just everything. Where do I begin? You know. Hold on. Do you say Kiki and Emmeline's long lost daughter reincarnated? How did Kiki and Emmeline conceive a child?
I mean, I don't think
Also-
artificial insemination existed in medieval times.
Well, I mean, it kind of did. That's how Leona was born, technically speaking, but not exactly
Okay.
like that. It was
Okay.
magical insemination.
No, we're talking about Leona now. How? Okay, why did Zane give her a child? No, that was never explained. He just gave her like that orb that made her pregnant or something, and it birthed the baby. Like, why? And why was the child a werewolf? Like, is there a reason it was a werewolf? Was it mixed with werewolf DNA? Like, explain. So, Diaries is weird.
I've seen some really
Diaries was
bizarre
weird.
theories about,
I don't know what
some very
Diaries is.
bizarre theories about Leona. There was a theory that I saw in the comments one time, one of a Diaries episode, where it was just like, oh, when Zane got the amulet from a werewolf who before he was able to put his own DNA in there to fertilize for Kiki, then the werewolf DNA also mixed in, so their child came out as a werewolf or something. It's like,
Why?
Yeah. Which,
Also,
by the way,
it never was explained why Zane wanted to have a child with Kiki or wanted to get her pregnant or anything like that. Well,
my guess, distraction, because he only just met her. Who knows? Maybe it'll be explained in aphmau stories next time. I have to make some oops on the privacy settings. Which, incidentally, this is the first video we're recording after an upload on aphmau stories came out.
yeah, but keep in mind, aphmau stories also all the videos are now public again. They're no longer unlisted. Which, granted, I don't even know why they were unlisted to begin with because the playlist was still up. So I find that was kind of a dumb decision in general. But like, my theory is aphmau is preparing to revive that channel and start up role plays because like, why would she touch it in any way to like make a bunch of videos public again if she wasn't planning to continue role plays or do anything with that channel?
That actually makes a lot of sense, especially because if he wants to have, I saw this recommendation by MatPat recently, where he says that every time he starts a new channel, he always has 5 videos prepared on the first day, so that way not only do people watch it on the first day because they've got all the people in the first place, but also the YouTube realizes this is a channel that's going to be active. Therefore, please continue to promote this thing that is just happening. Which now I'm realizing if aphmau to unlist his videos that suddenly gain a bunch of traction against people who are rewatching the stuff they didn't have access to beforehand, surely that's just amplifying what MatPat's already said that the plan was. Instead of having 5 videos, you have, I don't know, 50 or however many there are on there.
I think there's like 50, like 40 or 50.
So that very well could be that, and also the update itself is gone. It was a video that came out that then was privatized. It was essentially like a short edit from what I remember. I mean, I didn't get to see it because BB linked it, but then by the time I clicked on the video, it was made.
Oh, I actually sent you the video because someone saved it. But basically, it was the scene where Dante meeting Zane from episode 30 of Diary season 3 with no music and no camera voice acting because it was just a body actor doing the voice. So it was an unfinished clip, and there's no music as well. So yeah, you're technically not missing anything, but it's just weird that, you know.
Yeah, that also suggests that maybe like Athel's method of production is that she saves a bunch of the video clips that she needs to find on the channels themselves. Yeah,
Probably.
the episodes are public for ages. The video came out yesterday, was probably put on private. Yeah, Apple was going to make aphmau stories live home with her future RPs, but she changed Final Fantasy. Yeah. That was been a community tab post ages ago, is what the last bit says. Speaking of rewatch, I also do Ultra Nova. Heck yes! Yes, Ultra Nova! Again, I really do want to do a look back on Ultra Nova, but I want it to be special because that series holds a special place for me. So I want to do that properly. So since I want to start making, you know, more recorded aphmau videos to put on as premieres, because obviously with, you know, or maybe like different streams here than make them premieres, because I'm catching up with 5 years later, and the YouTube premieres that I've been doing are essentially like a key part of how I've operated the channel and how it's been getting them more traction and watch outs and everything over time. So I don't want to stop that because I'm catching up. So yeah, I'm gonna record all streams and more aphmau videos before and make them into blogs and keep that going. I'm gonna start with Dreams of a Story, I think, because you know what? If aphmau Stories is coming back, then we're starting with aphmau Stories. That's just how that's how it's gotta be, you know. So that's that.
I mean, I will say what I remember for Dreams of Astora is I remember it being really good at a certain point, like the first 10-ish episodes. But for what I remember, the plot kind of started to disappear as time went on, and the plot got brought up, and yeah, but I don't know. That's what I do remember from Dreams of Astora.
Yeah.
Although
again, I want to watch Realm Royals on the channel at one point. I'm not picky on the quality of aphmau products in this case, as long as they're role plays.
And one thing I find interesting about like Dreams of Astora is the way they did the HD skins in that universe, because like they had everything be basically done in pixel art format, like with the hair texturing, like more than just a Minecraft sized pixel. Like it was like 1/4 of a Minecraft sized pixel to texture the hair.
Okay.
So it was very impressive, actually, if you look at the skins.
Right. I don't know how to translate that. We're gonna carry on.
That before, so yes,
I talk about
would
Minecraft.
say I am.
We've been over this.
Perfect. Then I think you're a great match for my little man here.
Dad.
You have no idea how excited I am for Juno to enter the festival. Juno is just wonderful. He's so athletic.
Dad.
I should tell you about the time he caught a football from like 100 yards away.
Dad.
Okay, that is actually very impressive. Then again, how athletic are werewolf children? That's another good question for world building.
He's so athletic and smart. Oh, and he's showing interest in becoming a doodler.
Doodler?
What?
Yep, he made a beautiful painting in class yesterday.
They're different, Dad.
Look, I have it in my wallet. I wanted to keep it close because I'm just so proud.
Dad!
There's gonna be fan art, or is this gonna be one of aphmau's names from Doodle Dates?
Huh?
Wait, actually, it's not gonna be from Doodle Date. Those pictures were not been drawn by a child ever.
Hey, champ.
Hold on. I love it stops to show that he was meant to be cut off because that's the gap was too long. That's all we could think of. I guess I'm not sure.
Why don't you take this and go get something to eat, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, I've paid my son. Got time to continue embarrassing him. So, tell you about that one time.
Hey, do you want to see his baby pictures?
Which I also carry with me at all times.
Although, wait, I do wonder, like,
I guess
was it stated if he has a mom or another parent, or if the dad's just single dad? Was that stated?
You're asking the wrong person because I haven't seen this episode. Yay!
I'm just too excited about his accomplishments.
Huh?
I'm gonna level with you, aphmau. Juno has been having a hard time in school.
He has?
Yeah. You see, Juno was the Omega at his school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love the whole Omega thing, you know. But it's like
they have Omegas in like elementary school. Wow.
They pick a bullying victim to get bullied.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, apparently you're the only person getting single dad vibes from Juno's dad, because Aiden thought so as well, possibly, maybe.
So you're familiar with werewolf customs?
I've had some experiences.
Just say you were the werewolf alpha. I mean, you may have to mention that I'm not actually a werewolf, but like you could just state you were the alpha. I don't get why aphmau's so secretive.
It's fine. It's on my birth
her
certificate.
Yeah, but I don't like how aphmau likes to be so secretive about the fact that she's a werewolf alpha, or the fact that she was act like it was like even in this series in Graduation Days, she acts like that was so long ago that she used to be the werewolf alpha, like with the whole Diana interaction during Graduation.
Was it like a few months?
Yeah, it was like a few months ago. Like it was at most a year ago. She was the werewolf alpha, and she's acting like that's a whole different part of her life that she wants someone to know about. Like, what's so embarrassing about it?
Wow, but yeah, way to exaggerate like that. What is she, a gotcha tuber?
Yeah. Sometimes I think I overdo it with bragging about Juno. But I can't help it. I'm so proud of him.
Well, you are his dad. It's wonderful to see a parent so supportive.
Unlike your mom.
Juno. Oh, no. I must talk about Juno. Did I tell you the time? I don't know. He was getting ready, and I threw a football in the sky. I don't know. I'm not going to do the whole thing.
Also, I'm pretty sure that is definitely not Keston. That is not Keston's VA. I know that much.
Keston's VA? Is Keston a deep fake now?
Yeah. No, Keston isn't real, guys. Keston never existed.
Yeah, Keston is not credited in this episode. It is apparently Matt Shipman, who is Raoul.
Funny name.
Well, it's appropriate for the aphmau fan base, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, there's a very long time. There's no videos of anything past sophomore year. That's where you're wrong, BB, because we clarify that that aphmau and Daniel both continued being alphas for the rest of their time in high school, and Daniel is still the alpha currently because he's got that extra year to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus aphmau Graduation Day saying that she was like the alpha for 4 years running.
That's
like,
what Yeah. That's why I just.
There's literal
I was concerned because Juno had a lot of bullying come.
Also, the only way you stop being the alpha is by becoming the omega.
Did he just say? Hold on. Did Juno just say bully income? What? There's a lot of bully income. He raised lots of profit margins in the punch department.
Back in my high school, we eventually got rid of the idea of the omega completely.
You know what would have been great if I'd known for the past 5 years that they actually did something about this.
It wasn't even a thing.
Oh,
really?
You didn't know that?
That's wonderful.
No, because that was only mentioned here.
I know a lot.
I just thought Phoenix Job High carried on being the place it was before.
A lot of schools are starting to do that, and I cannot agree more with it. Juno's school did that, but since he was the last Omega, he's still feeling some repercussions from it. And you know how...
Hold on, he was the last Omega. Has he recently graduated? Because you just said the school didn't get rid of it.
I mean, some people can be.
No, he said he did. He said the school did get rid of it.
Oh.
I know.
It's made it hard for Juno to see the wonderful side of him. So I tend to overhype him, just so he can remember how special he is. Honestly, he didn't...
This episode is actually really good for just, parental figures in general, even if one of them is just Luca.
Think he was going to get anyone to help him with the festival. But here you are. I wanted to sincerely thank you for being kind enough to do this.
It's no problem. I just feel better that I met with you first.
It's no problem. Seriously, people just come up to me and ask me for help, like, all the time. Usually it's my friends, but that's just a thing, honestly. Good to get back to the classics.
Forgive me for asking, but why didn't you just help him with the festival yourself?
I'm a parent. That isn't cool. Besides, this was an event for someone else.
A stranger's cool, but a parent isn't, okay?
Outside of your parents. I just wanted someone to help him that wasn't me.
Juno seems like a good kid. And if I can help him, then I'd love to.
Great. Then do you think you can do me a favor?
Sure.
This is the first big event Juno is doing for the first time in a long time. I wanted to see if you would be open to helping him make a friend out of it.
Huh?
Just someone who he can relate to. Someone he can find common ground with and just be friends.
Is this going... I don't answer, Satan. Don't answer this, but is this going where I think it's going?
Don't ask the question if you don't want me to answer it. God.
That's why I can't give you spoilers and not... But yeah, never mind.
I can't promise I can help him make a friend for sure, but I will try.
Perfect. Again, thank you so much.
No problem.
Find anything?
Nah, it's mostly coffee here.
Hungry, champ?
Yeah.
What kind of cafe nowadays doesn't have minor food options at least?
All right then. We should head out and grab something to eat. aphmau, it's been a pleasure to meet you.
Same to you. And Juno, I'll see you
Tomorrow! The festival is tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp.
Where also? Because we never clarified where it's happening.
tomorrow. But I.
Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that. It's actually tomorrow here on the college soccer field.
Oh, so much for getting off campus. Okay, fine.
That's why soccer was canceled.
I'll be dropping off Juno around then tomorrow. You should be well rested and prepared.
So if soccer's been cancelled, that means you at least talk to Antonio about it? Or Kathy, actually. Or Kathy.
It'd be Kathy.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm ready.
I don't think
I'm just trying to, make Antonio relevant, but fine.
We'll see you tomorrow, aphmau.
See ya, Af.
I have no idea what to do.
So,
Don't worry, how's your sword fighting?
how did it go?
The festival is tomorrow.
Okay, Luca came in remarkably quickly. Was she just waiting conveniently in the wings just to appear right now?
Probably.
Oh, surprise, I guess?
This is a good soundtrack. I don't remember this one ever being used in anything else. Yes! There she is! There she is! Haha.
Remember, we're going into the contest with an open mind, and...
An open heart.
Good! Now no crazy tricks or anything,
Suddenly Kawaii-chan's teachings aren't so fun, eh, Nekoette?
okay?
Fine.
Perfect! Now I'll see you tomorrow!
Thank you so much, Miss Kawaii-chan, lady ma'am. Kawaii-chan?
Try so hard to
Oh,
be
hey,
polite.
aphmau!
I've seen that Mifo Scout before. Is she a friend of yours?
Wait a minute, I just realized something. She does try so hard to be polite. You know who that reminds me of? Remember that one episode of Pokemon Bridged where Brock tries to teach Ash manners and he just completely overcorrects every time. It's like, I wish to battle you, please, if you don't mind, please, thank you, please, or else, please. Anyway, everyone here should watch Pokemon Bridge. That's just the rule of life. It's on YouTube.
Kinda. I'm gonna be her big sister tomorrow.
Mentor. You mean you're going to be at the festival too?
Okay, I think there was a script issue there. Because the Big Sister mentor thing, did Moika get like an old version of the script where it still said mentor and then aphmau changed it late, or it said Big Sister and then aphmau changed it later to be mentor? Was that what happened? Because that seems like that's the most likely option, because otherwise there's no reason aphmau just gone, mentor, you say? No, aphmau-senpai, Kawaii-chan didn't say that. At all.
You too?
Yeah, some kid asked me to be his mentor.
Awesome! At least Kawaii-chan won't be alone there.
This gives me an interesting idea.
What's that?
Can we walk and talk, Kawaii-chan?
Yes, I like this idea already.
Our friendship.
Yeah?
Okay. And yes, Kawaii-chan, Nekoette. Great duo.
Well.
Oh, also, by the way, Maya, if you're still here, that since Juno's father said directly that this is supposed to be done outside of people who are your parents, this, if anything, this is more confirmation that the 18-year-old Kawaii-chan is still not Nekoette's mother in this universe. Just making sure. Because that was a thing that Maya told me before. So if you're still here, sorry about that, but no.
Look who showed up.
Huh? You!
So did you find someone to help you, cutie?
What did you say?
It was sarcasm.
Sarcasm?
You can't
Yep,
use
there we go.
sarcasm against me.
I just did.
Hey, Juno.
I love they brought that back. That's amazing.
This a friend of yours?
Hey, you bought a box of cookies from me once.
No, actually, you were sold out.
Oh, that must have been a busy day.
Yeah, it was the day that Terra collapsed, and she said, "Why do you have to be extra?"
Hey, is she your man?
You're dismissing one of my one of your students. Okay, right. What I was saying was, this is an event that's supposed to take place, and that you're not supposed to use your parents for. It has to be somebody else. So, the fact that Kawaii-chan is partnered up with Nekoette in this situation means it's even more proof. Like we needed it, but still, even more proof that she is not Nekoette's mother in this version of the characters. There we go.
Mentor?
Why, yes, she is.
Ha! She doesn't look like she was ever a scout. Hey!
But you just have that scout look about you, you know? Yeah. Sadly, you know, personally, I'm fine with Kawaii not being pregnant at 9 or 8. You know, I think that's honestly probably better off for her. Yeah. And before you say F the timeline, the age has been established in graduation days, so we can't do that.
Well, I can assure you she's far better than a scout. She's like a super scout.
Notice the parallel of these 4. aphmau is once again the odd one out. How is that a parallel? Parallel to what group of 4 exactly? Which group are you talking about here? aphmau's been in groups of 4 in a lot of its situations. And she has been the odd one out sometimes, but other times not really. So what is the comparison here?
What's going on? Ooh, Kawaii-chan!
Wait, wasn't she a grade A Mifwa scout?
The legend of Kawaii-chan has spread all the way to the other scout. How good of a scout was Kawaii-chan?
See? She was so good, even the werewolf scouts know about her.
As most of the time, especially with interspecies interaction. Okay. Sure. Uh-huh.
We meet again, Kawaii-chan.
Huh?
Okay. I get it now. Alright. Is Kawaii-chan gonna pull off this act? Taking all bets. For stuff that you lot have seen and I haven't.
On the battlefield! What?
I thought I'd never see you again. I guess the taste of defeat was delicious as you're back for more.
Okay. Theory time. aphmau drafted up a script of some kind. Like character aphmau made a fanfic quality writing script for this interaction alone.
Wait, you guys know each other?
Wait, what? I'm back because you lost to me.
That's not the way I remember it.
What's going on here?
That's a very good question, Nekoette. One we shall answer never.
All right, Scouts, our first contest is going to begin. It's going to be our scavenger hunt.
Yeah, I
May
love
the
this too.
best person win.
You're on!
Hold on, they just abandoned the scouts they're supposed to be paired up with? How is that an event? The scouts are just standing there while the others hunt? What is this? Oh, okay, fine. Did they ever say what they were looking for? They just said scavenger hunt. Scavenger for what? Well, he's
he
dead.
died.
Great minds think alike. Oh no, aphmau, you climbed a tree. Good thing you've learned from the Baby Lilith experience.
Well, she also learned from the experience of Kai. Remember when she jumped off a tree?
Right. Just need to remember the Kai incident.
This is the rock I needed!
Wait a minute. You're hunting a rock that's got a marking? You know where they did that? Dragon Ball! You gotta find those Dragon Balls! Don't stop until you found them all, the 7 magic balls. It's all you gotta do to get your wish come true. Yes.
No, it's the rock I need.
Oh, you feel like the bloop that was left in, the Juno falling part? I don't know, he was there for like a
Nah,
long
I think
time.
that was a random thing.
Nah, yeah, that definitely, yeah.
That was intentional.
I found it first! Hey, come on!
This is literally what happened in Dragon Ball. Like, they have the same, and now one of them is, if one of them tricks the other and heads back or something, then that's, or tries to do the same marking, then that's definitely what happened.
Pull yourself together!
Can you believe those two?
Next event, the bake-off.
How are you supposed to bake? Do you have... wait, so let me get this straight.
They must have provided the ingredients for this one.
No, do they have, like, full access to, like, the canvas, though?
I
Like,
guess we're about to see.
Soccer field.
I thought they were going to bake outside, but no, they just went upstairs, apparently. Just, like, fully climbed several floors to get here. Okay. Yep, of course, Kawaii-chan wins, naturally. They're like, next time, aphmau, didn't have enough grass for that soup.
Huh, your cake looks like doo-doo!
That's probably one of the ingredients, considering her cooking record.
That's a bad word!
Ha! Yours.
Wow, Kawaii-chan, way to be a hero to Nekoette.
Looks like super doo-doo.
Come here and say that to my face!
The emphasis was wrong. Did aphmau and Moika coordinate this at all for this? It's weird, because aphmau's a director, so surely she would have known. Okay, whatever.
With pleasure. My cake looks far more superior than yours. Oh, I am in your face. Yes, you didn't think I was going to come here, did you?
God, I miss the ad-libs that they would do, like, back in the day with this, like, how they would match up. This feels like a classic MyStreet episode. Why did I have to wait 5 years to watch it?
But I did. I'm right here in your face. And I'm here to tell you that your cake...
Can you believe these guys? They're supposed to be the adults!
I know, right? It's like we're more mature than them.
Tell me about it.
Final event, the relay race.
What happened to the sword fight? Minor details, sword fight. Okay. We're in Mermaid Tales now.
It wouldn't be a fair race. Besides, let's show the adults we're more mature than they've been acting.
Yes, good. Yes, that's all fine and good, but I have one question. This is a relay race, isn't it? Where are the other people in the relay?
I guess it's only a 2-person relay race?
That's not a relay race, that's just a race! You have to have more people in line for the relay. In fact, most relays don't take place over a straight track. They can, but they don't have that normally. Anyway.
Deal.
Ha! Nekoette still won. I saw it. Okay, now Juno's... Okay, fine. No, she still won! She still... Okay. Burst of speed. Alright, then. The other people were lost in the NEV, not enough budget void. I'd normally be tempted to agree with you there, but considering how many extras they can have for this and how many other scouts they actually made, why not take advantage of it?
Good race.
You too.
And the winner of...
They don't even have a baton or something to pass to relay to other people. There was no reason to call this a relay.
The festival is... Kayla.
Who we didn't see the whole time.
Awesome! Thank you, Mom.
Oh, dang it. Now Maya's going to say you can have parents.
Kawaii-chan's not related to Nekoette in this universe. Although, I do wonder, since Nekoette exists, does that mean, like, Damien exists as well?
Well, you mean Kawaii-chan's ex from... No, I think...
Not Damien. Crap, what was his name? Dante and Nicole's son.
Dimitri.
Oh, I thought it was Damien for some reason. Dimitri.
Yeah. I'm going to assume the answer is yes. He just didn't show up here because it's, I guess...
You know what? That is unfair, guys. We need to treat Dimitri and Nekoette fairly. We can't overshadow one with the other. They're both important characters. How dare aphmau? This is evil. Man, I'm offended. I'm gonna write her a lengthy complaint. There's no Dimitri in the series.
Just on this video that's now 5 years old, you just have a lengthy comment all about Dimitri. Oh my word.
You're welcome, sweetie.
Aw, man!
I should have brought my dad.
Same. Ugh. Hey, you wanna be friends?
Really?
Yeah. I've been enjoying just kind of making funny comments about our mentors this whole time.
It's always, yeah, of course, Nekoette bonds over the mockery of other people. What? How on earth else would you make friends with her?
Honestly, I would have won. Like, if we were going to go...
They've been acting so childish.
I know, right? Mine is all, I must defeat Kawaii-chan!
That's a surprisingly good impression of aphmau. Not many people can pull off her voice weirdly.
Yeah. I guess after all these years, Kawaii-chan kinda lost her touch.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. That's now lost her heroism for Kawaii-chan. On the other hand, Kawaii-chan sacrificed her own credibility for the sake of helping out with Juno. That's another good thing. Objectively, that's a great sacrifice to do, but just my heart.
She didn't take this seriously at all.
Mine too.
Wanna get ice cream?
Sure.
My dad gave me money before, and I
By the way, what's that badge for?
Wait, oh, what is that badge for? That was gonna be... Alright, fine. Okay.
Well, Juno got his friend.
Can't believe that actually worked!
They were able to bond over us acting so immature. But, to be fair, I wasn't expecting it to work either.
I just wanted Nekoette to show some compassion, and she did! She may be rough, but she seems to have a good heart.
Heck yeah.
But, you know, if we were going to take this seriously, I'd totally kick your butt.
Of course it has to end like this.
I was the best Mayfall Scout! I totally was!
Okay, aphmau just run out of stuff to say. Like, if you listen to her specifically, she's just going, it sounds like you trying to make a point or something.
How dare you?
We're just like, well, yeah, but that's, you're a baka.
Well, you know, it's definitely something else, because I want to tell you that, honestly, I probably would have won.
I want to tell you that, honestly, I probably would have won, and let me tell you a thing.
Look at these guns! Look at this! Take a look!
Look at these guns! Jeez, aphmau.
Okay, I gotta do something. Right, give me a second.
What do you gotta do?
So it's working, and boom. There we go. I mean, how could I not? Come on. That was the 5th Nekoette video and the last MyStreet episode that I ended up, you know, being exposed to. And my goodness, what a ride that was. That was just thoroughly enjoyable. Like, I can't think of a single moment where it was like, what, you know, what on earth are they doing? What was up with this decision? Apart from, I guess, all the world-building questions and complications that we came up with before. I mean, that was objectively just very strange. But yeah, of course, that was what a great send-off or unintentional send-off to, you know, Juno, Kayla, the scouts, and of course, the one and only Nekoette. Levi drink. Farewell to you. May you continue to delight for another 5 years. You tell the suckers what's what. So yeah, I don't think I need to summarize too much with that. Like, what else can I say? I mean, I'm just glad that I finally got to see it. And the actual events. I mean, of course. Actually, no, I'll say one thing. Naturally, the events have been altered a couple of times, depending on what people have actually said. It would be nice to have the callback of the sword fights, if anything. And also the relay just wasn't a relay, just flat out. Maybe seeing a bit more of Kayla, actually, but they've considered she was going to go on to win the whole event. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Not Dimitri. Again, talking about Dimitri now. Juno and Nekoette became friends at the end. And I'm sure that the ice cream was delicious. So yeah, that's what I got to say. And now it's time for the thing I was going to do last episode. Actually, wait, no, it isn't. One more thing first. I need no more bedtime. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, everything goes wrong. Why even try anymore? I'd rather just stay up and watch YouTube. Okay. I mean, fine. I'm not gonna fault you there. Yeah. Okay. So that that wasn't what I was looking at. I was looking at the date, wasn't I? Okay. February 3rd. That is when the next episode is going to come out. So there we go. We'll carry on from that send off to no more bedtime on February 3rd.
Okay. But I got something important to bring up here.
Yeah. Oh, there's a new title convention for this. This is when the aphmau changed the numbering system after this, or didn't stop saying MyStreet Minecraft roleplay at the end. Interesting. An episode number.
She did something weird for When Angels Fall, because it's literally just called When Angels Fall, no Minecraft roleplay, no episode 1 or anything like that. So, little weird. But I will say, if you paid attention to this episode, you know what was never brought up and completely dropped at this point in the series?
What was never brought up in this episode or dropped out? Well, probably a lot of things.
No, completely dropped from the whole series beyond this point, besides mentioned during the finale.
Luca's maternal instincts or her desire to have kids. Well, Juno as father, all the stuff he mentioned.
No, I mean, what plot point in previous episodes was mentioned and a big deal, but now is non-existent in the series?
Are you referring to the rumors thing? Because
yeah,
Luca brought that up a while briefly. I don't know. I mean, it says here everything goes wrong. I assume that was included in the next episode description. Everything going wrong here.
No, for what I remember from No More Bedtimes, aphmau did that because aphmau, like, the main reason why it's called that is because aphmau was alone during spring break because her mom was out with her new boyfriend, which aphmau incidentally didn't know was Eric.
And hold on, so you're saying the stuff goes wrong here? That feels like a win-win to me. No Sylvana. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, no, at this point in the series, they pretty much are dropping the whole aphmau plot about rumors and stuff like that, which, again, this is why I say that plot point was horribly handled in the series. Like, it started good, but then was dropped. Like, there was no investigation, there was no arc about aphmau trying to live with the rumors existing and not caring what others think. Like, none of that
Isn't that
actually
what we just
happened.
saw happen, though? Her going to this whole event, which took place in the actual college, despite all those
Yeah,
things that happened.
but it doesn't focus on that aspect of the story. It focused on Juno and Nekoette.
I mean, if anything, you could say that, let's say that, you know, aphmau going up there, going up and beyond for somebody else, even for someone she just met, is her returning back to her usual self. I don't
So
know.
we're just
And also,
but it's terribly executed. Like, if it's meant to be that messaging, it's not explicitly said or hinted at.
apart from when Luca brings it up out of the blue, and she even mentions herself wasn't the right time to do that. Maybe on a narrative level it was. I'm not sure. I guess that's just up to the powers that be. However, I have, of course, I've borne in mind like what you said on the first day of, well, it's not the first day, even like during Starlight when you were like, when you knew that this was going to be next. I've kept in mind what you said about how that plot is going to just eventually trickle out and it's never going to come back and all this stuff is going to happen. I've just been waiting for that moment to see like when it actually starts to fizzle out, when the series of Alchemy University becomes too convoluted. We're now 24 episodes out of 30 in, and it seems that only now are you saying that it's gonna never come back again.
Yeah, but even in aphmau's little lie, it wasn't brought up.
Well, I was gonna say that because the lie was.
No, it wasn't relevant in episode 22 at all. It wasn't relevant in episode 23. Wasn't relevant at all in episode 24. So no, it stopped becoming relevant. aphmau just stopped caring about that plot point and taking it seriously or dealing with it.
Yeah, so yeah, we haven't really had anything focusing on it too much from about episode 19 actually ish, because then afterwards Aaron takes over and the whole Xavier thing starts happening. So if anything, maybe it starts to trickle out there about 2/3 into the actual show, which is still not really too bad of a thing to happen. I of course agree with you in the sense that that Xavier would have been great for, you know, if aphmau did second seasons anymore, would have been great for a second season antagonist. If it weren't for the fact that Aaron would have graduated by this point, unless you do 2 seasons in 1 year, break the formula, that could have technically worked. But
I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe it was Xavier that kind of doomed it, not necessarily the fact that aphmau gets on with her life, because as you say, that's something that she can actually do, and indeed,
I just feel like the whole slut shaming storyline was a misfire if aphmau wasn't gonna do the follow through, in my opinion. Like, don't do it if you're not gonna commit. Like, fully commit to it.
What would the follow through have been in this instance?
A investigation or having multiple episodes focused on aphmau getting over it and explicitly writing that as a narrative instead of forcing the audience to make things.
Detective Ken would have been a great thing to bring back. You know, him and Diana had that whole thing. That was built up. As for aphmau getting over it, you know, 19 and 24 at least so far, ignoring Xavier, that's that we have had several episodes as bringing aphmau back to her usual self. And maybe a next one, but I guess we'll find out, unless I forgot to watch this one too, because I think I was still dealing with Jimothy at this point, so who knows?
I guess my whole point, like again, like compared to season 2, season 3 had a good narrative follow through, and during season 2, yes, minor B plots kind of got dropped as time went on, like the whole Lawrence and Gareth thing with their whole girlfriends and stuff like that kind of just fizzled out as time went on once the whole apology event happened and stuff like that. Yeah, like all the B plots kind of fizzled out over time and it became a center narrative on Ian and stuff like that. But everything in that season was dealt with properly and properly made into an arc and stuff like that, instead of doing like 3/4 the arc and then fumbling the ending by not having a proper conclusion.
Yeah, we did at least have the sustained A plot there, and yeah, the rumors is the closest thing we have to a sustained A plot that actually ties in everyone together, including Aaron to some extent. I mean, BB just brought up here what would happen if Aaron found out about the school-wide rumor himself, and yes, that would have been that would have definitely.
No! Here's the thing. He knows about it. During episode 30, when Kathy confesses about the rumors, and it's like, the rumors? That was you? Yes, aphmau. It wouldn't. We don't need a scene seeing Aaron finding out about aphmau hiding herself away and being insecure due to rumors. We don't need to see that scene. It's not like they're supposed to be best friends at this point in the timeline.
aphmau did hide him, though. aphmau did hide him when he was in her room. I don't think she explained exactly what happened then.
Yeah, but apparently he knows. Apparently he knows from a brief line in episode 30. Therefore, that should have been a scene and a plot development. Because, like, we literally had a whole scene where aphmau was scared to hug Aaron because people see and assume that she's a slut. Like,
this is what I was saying. You can't keep spoilers for Maiden, as soon as you're set up.
Look, I am into overarching narratives and stuff like that and tying things together.
I know you are. And that makes sense from a storytelling perspective, absolutely.
Like, that's my whole thing. So
I'm just saying that overall you built up that issue like as a huge problem for Falcon Claw University overall. Throughout most of it, and we're through most of it right now, and only now does it seem to be really showing itself in that aspect.
Yeah, and then you also have the Jenny issue, where, in my opinion, Jenny started out as a semi-compelling character, but then she eventually went down the vein of being a creepy girl.
It's interesting. She did reverse Kawaii-chan in a way, because Kawaii-chan was started off as a yandere character, as aphmau mentioned in a stream, and then slowly actually became the much sweeter person that we see today, even though this is a prequel to those events, ignoring that. But then Jenny, of course, started off being sweet and supportive and still pining for the guy and all that stuff, and then just really went downhill in terms of what happened. I'm not sure how to feel about this necessarily, because having a character decline to that extent and actually turn tails and actually start doing things wrong. I mean, at the risk of beating a dead horse overall, that does actually remind me a bit of Reina, and it seems like the interactions, not the interactions, the reactions, seem to be that the character was ruined. I do wonder if that's just a case of what happens whenever you try to actually make a character people previously do bad things, whether or not there's a specific way to make it so people still root for them and still want them to learn from their mistakes, or whether just it's just going, there's just one time once you cross the point of no return, then suddenly that's it, everyone turns on you. I don't actually know the answer to that.
But the thing with Jenny as well is the fact that Jenny is effectively the third protagonist. There's three main protagonists in here: aphmau, Aaron, and Jenny. And effectively, as time went on, Jenny as a third protagonist has become a worse and worse character, which makes her less compelling and put her in a more antagonistic role.
Well, it's official. I get the Reina hate now.
Well, I mean, Reina was never a full-on antagonist.
No, so. but she did. What? Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing. I tried to make a point of her not doing things that would deliberately, that would deliberately hinder the main crew, especially when she thought that she was the only one who was going to have to be affected at all. But yeah, just from a point of view of antagonism through inaction, I think that's where I messed up. Where aphmau messed up here was antagonism through action, because it was Jenny's actions that definitely, going from the point where she wanted to get to know him, that was an actual good effort. Then suddenly, as soon as they get together, oh wait, this is where it all goes wrong. Once you've achieved your goal, what do you do then? You mess it up. That's what you do. Yeah, not sure how to feel about the Jenny thing necessarily, because on one hand, I get trying to pull off a decline of a character. On the other hand, yeah, I can see where the issues are.
And then another problem with this season, in my opinion, is like I feel like the whole Derek telling Xavier about the Ultima thing was dumb in the first place. Like, obviously,
that was
like,
just that was a dumb thing anyway.
Yeah, he had to know about the Ultima thing because he wants to expose the Ultima. But
Yeah.
I mean, instead they could have wrote the plot point like he did investigation and he investigated into Derek's company and investigated into the grandfather who went on the Ultima rampage.
Yeah, he applied for the job just to get to this point, so he didn't need to find out necessarily.
I don't know. I mean, there could have been a actual reason of how he knew about the Ultima thing without Derek being made to look like an idiot.
You know, another way that doesn't make sense, but it's because we later find out in When Angels Fall that Rowan or Agent R knew the whole time. So Derek already had a much more trustworthy agent. Well, trustworthy, he thinks, but whatever. A much more trustworthy agent who knew it, who was in on the secret. So if there was someone who needed to know, it wasn't the young hotshots that you have no background or training that you just hire on a whim. That's definitely not the person to do that.
Yeah, and another problem adding on to this is how Garth was handled in the end of the story.
Well, we'll get to the end. I won't cover that here because we're not at the end yet.
No, but like, okay, so when Garth confessed, aphmau kind of rejected him, and then Garth walked off dejected, right? And then I believe it was even in episode 27 or 28, aphmau talked about having to talk to Garth again, and then kind of like talking to him about it, and we never got the conversation. So that leaves a massive gap. No, I'm gonna spoil this. It leaves a massive gap.
Too late anyway.
It leaves a massive gap between how Garth got from being sincere and not pushy with his feelings to being super like outward emotion, expressing his feelings towards aphmau and being pushy about them in the big move. So there's a whole gap there, and we don't know how he got there. Prequels are supposed to.
Lawrence got him there. Let's be real.
Maybe, but like how did he go from being bashful about his feelings to not being bashful about his feelings? Like, again, it's just kind of frustrating that aphmau didn't build into that.
I don't think he was ever not bashful about his feelings in season 1 or the big move. It was just the case that with Garth, I think he's always spurned on by rivals. Lawrence as well, because then that's where the conflict comes in with Dante towards the beginning of season 1. That was, I guess, the closest thing that aphmau had to a consistent plot for season 1 at that time. And before anyone says that, I know my camera's frozen. I'm aware of that. As long as I can be heard, that's fine. Yeah. So in the absence of all of those people, I don't think you could necessarily do that unless somebody else pined for aphmau during this time. And then maybe, I guess if Aaron had showed more of his feelings and he wasn't, so restrained, maybe that could have been like, oh, wow, I must keep an eye on this Aaron. He's the one that all the girls want, which is what Garth's fear was in the big move anyway, that all the he said all the fans wanted him, but all the girls like Aaron, because I guess he saw in university that they did. He's friends with at least 2 that really, really wanted to, attract him.
But I
guess 3 if you count Kathy.
Again, though, but I just hate how a prequel doesn't properly build into it. Like, who writes something where it doesn't build into it?
I do wonder if this was meant to be the prequel that ended everything, or whether it was meant to be more Falcon Claw before than that they're getting to season 1.
It got cut.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it got cut, but it's still horrible because, like, we never got to see, like, Luca. We allegedly know why Luca and Caitlin would have broke up because of the whole temper thing and the whole being secretive with her family. Like, we know why they would have broken up, but we never see it. And it's just frustrating that we hear about, how it could happen. And again, I'm not someone who likes making excuses for people. I'm not going to make excuses for aphmau about continuity or anything like that. I'm sorry. I find that to be stupid. I take things at face value and with reality. I'm not going to be like, maybe there's a reason. Like, no.
There isn't a reason. aphmau is just being stupid.
Okay.
I think it's stupid making excuses for people.
I think that comes down to the fundamental difference between us. That of course, being that everyone makes mistakes, and to try and give people the benefit of the doubt, especially when I'm ripping their content to shreds. I guess in your mind, it's just like, no, give me the good stuff. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I guess.
I mean, I'm saying and I'm pointing out what's there. I'm not going to pretend stuff that isn't there is there. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm sure Garth somehow completely changed somehow within 5 years maybe. I'm sure Garth completely changed.
Oh yeah, because no one changes in 5 years at all.
Yeah,
Definitely
but
not.
I'm sure Garth did, and he became a completely different person this time period because reasons.
That is incredibly plausible, both in the show and in real life, that to happen to someone.
And it's just I don't know. I don't know. It's frustrating, how this series was handled at the end of the day. This series, I feel had a lot of potential, but it just annoys me that a lot of potential was sacrificed for the whole Xavier plot. As soon as episode 27 hits, it's pretty much Xavier and Jenny focused. Xavier, Jenny, and Aaron focused.
Well, I guess the third protagonist will come back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll deal with that when we get to episode 27, because I'll look more objectively at this entire show at the end when we get to it, because again, difference between the pair of us, I don't want to jump ahead too much unless I'm making a statement about, I guess, a contradiction that happens later or something. Because from looking at this perspective, watching this back, especially because I don't remember a lot of the stuff that actually happened, and how I'm watching this almost if it were new. And watching this episode, it was new to me this one time, but in general, it's as if they all were. So once again, I'll look back in much more detail towards the end when we finally conclude this, probably sometime within the next month or so. I forget exactly. But we're going into next month, the next video anyway, because that's going to come out on the 23rd. Not for episode 27, but episode 25. Not on the 23rd. That was not what I was saying. The 3rd. The 3rd day of the 2nd month, not the 23rd. Okay. Whatever. Apparently I'm very tired. So yes. See everyone there on the 3rd for 25, not 27. Same time, same place. 5 years left. Wait, hold on. We need to address BB first, just in case. If I'm honest, I think MyStreet would be less of a remake and more of a reimagining. What? And focuses on a conspiracy angle at some point. Oh, you're MyStreet. Okay, sorry, yeah. All right, fine. So yeah, same time, same place, 5 years later. Please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you've done so already. And also subscribe to Aiden, if you just look up his name. And I'm not going to leave you just yet. I have one more thing to do, and then I'm going to do a cold closing of this. I said last time I was going to send Nekoette off in the most decent manner I possibly could, not realizing there was a whole other episode dedicated to her that I was about to watch immediately afterwards. So please enjoy, you might have seen it already, but my now completely out-of-date song about Nekoette. I might make another one, but for now, here is this one. Again, Irene Speed to you, Nekoette. Tell the suckers what's what. Here we go.
Dragging a store across the campus explores, starting on the top floor. Better not slam the door, cause you'll hit my hand. I'll call your girl with my demands. Up to my tricks, yes I'm cute but I'm slick. Pester folks till they're sick. Get your orders in quick before I run out. I'm only one meat for scouts, but I'm aiming for the top. Travel around the campus sporting my assorted goodies. Buy my cookies. All the other scouts compared to me are stupid rookies. Buy my cookies. I could never fail. Just to taste clear our eyes, make this thrill. Gather round, I still got boxes and they're not for Lexi's. Buy my cookies. At my behest, your patience I'll test. Suckers heed my request. Though I'm still not the best, I'm a mighty fan. Idolize Kawaii-chan. A badge I'll gain from festival games. Victory I'll claim, and a sibling obtain. I'll get that reward. So much candy I'll afford, 'cause I'm aiming for the top. Travel around the campus, sporting my assorted goodies. Buy my cookies. All the other scouts compared to me are stupid rookies. Buy my cookies. I could never fail, 'cause dudes, it's clear I always make the sale. Gather round, I still got boxes and they're not for looksies. Buy my cookies. Smelly boys, I'm gonna keep a bite. Forget the past, I live for today. Casey, can I count on you? 'Cause that would be a dream come true. Travel around the campus, hoarding my assorted goodies. Buy my cookies. All the other scouts compared to me are stupid rookies. Buy my cookies. I could never fail. This dude's it's clear I always make the sale. Gather and I still got boxes and they're not for Lexi's. Buy my